Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and the YouTuber who just wants everyone to be nice to each other, Gardiner, the Linux gamer. This video is brought to you, as always, by my 154 awesome patrons over on Patreon. Screen's not on today because the server's malfunctioning, so instead, I'm just going to say thank you to my top tier Singularity members. Your support is truly humbling. If you enjoy this video, you can hit that like button. You can also subscribe to see more videos from me about any of these free software topics. You can also support the show over on beta.lbry.tv/@thelinuxgamer. It's a good time over there. Free software. It's cool stuff. So today we're talking about Glimpse. If you're not familiar with Glimpse, well, Glimpse is a fork of the GNU image manipulation program. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's go through the whole quick history here. In English, GIMP is apparently considered both a slur as well as some kind of sexual kink. In English, there are people who think that being offensive is clever. Now, generally speaking, being offensive is not clever. You're just a socially inept person like Michael Scott from The Office, but without a redemption at the end of each episode. In English, there's also a group of people who believe that it's not okay to be offensive ever. Some exclusions may apply when talking to or about someone that you don't like. Now, there exists a FOSS application that you may have heard of. It's called the GNU Image Manipulation Program, colloquially called the GIMP, or just GIMP for short. Over the years, there have been many feature requests to change the name of the application, of the software, to something that isn't a slur. These requests have gone either unanswered, laughed off, or completely dismissed derisively. So now there's a project called Glimpse, and Glimpse have come along and invoked their GNU given right to fork the project and rebrand. They have plans for new features in the pipeline, as well as they plan to address common UI pain points of the upstream project. And full disclosure, I am friends with one of the developers of Glimpse. So now you're up to speed. So welcome to the internet, where outrage and appeals to emotion are incentivized beyond facts and rational thought. If you can stir up outrage, you can get eyeballs, and that's just the nature of social media. Now, I don't think that the Glimpse developers are intentionally trying to stir up outrage. I don't think that they're being dishonest in their motivations here. I think that they are genuinely compassionate people, and they are making a change that, you know, they feel is necessary. However, my hot take is that making a FOSS project based primarily at the outset on something contentious like the name GIMP, I think that that's definitely opening themselves up to the anonymous and, not to mention, shameless hate mongers online. And it also gives their haters ample ammunition to attack with. And by attack, I obviously mean taking the Glimpse project, contorting it into this caricature of itself that they can then use to generate outrage on social media. Now, if you read their website, Glimpse wants to create a fork of GIMP that is palatable for business and academic settings. And I think that the Glimpse name is way better than GIMP. GIMP has nothing to do at all with color or eyesight or anything like that. Glimpse, you know, it makes sense. It goes along with with the whole project's purpose. And, you know, rebranding here in this way is a fantastic and worthy goal, in my opinion. I have personally seen GIMP be unfairly judged because of its name in a professional setting. See, I was only peripherally aware that GIMP was like a slur, you know. I had never really heard it being used in a modern setting. Like, outside of people talking with a mid-Atlantic accent, I had never heard GIMP be used as a slur. Ah, see, he's a GIMP, don't you know? Right? Like, that's the kind of context that I'm used to hearing GIMP as a slur in. So it feels like a slur of antiquity to me. But I'm not disabled. I can't speak to the fact that if it is or is not a slur, right? So whatever, dude. Like, I'll take their word for it. If they say that it's a slur, I'll take their word for it. But anyway, the fact is, the word can be offensive. I have experienced that firsthand when I was talking about using GIMP at my old day job, and several people went, "Oh, GIMP, oh, the word, oh, I don't like that." Now, there are some people, the nihilists and the South Park and the Rick and Morty fans out in the audience, some people are going to be like, "Oh, what's wrong with being offensive? Rabble, 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 rabble." To which I say, congrats, you're the edgiest guy in a room full of edgelords. Here's a trophy. Look, if you ever played Dungeons and Dragons and you're playing with your friends and there's one guy, this one frickin' person who goes out of his way to be obnoxious, and they do things that like get your party into trouble or like make problems for everybody. You're being that guy. If you deliberately try to be offensive, you're being that guy. It's annoying. Just stop it. Just stop. Look, if you want to be taken seriously in a professional setting, and if you're anything other than a professional comedian, you should definitely want to be taken seriously. Using the word GIMP in a professional setting is a real hurdle to that. The project being called GIMP is a problem for the application to be widely adopted, and I'm sorry, but that's just a fact. And there's this counter argument that like, oh, well, if you're not intelligent enough to actually not be offended by this word, then maybe you need more education. As if education and intelligence have anything to do with each other whatsoever. Oh, man. That's just a completely fallacious argument. That's something that someone who's trying to be offensive says. Oh, well, it's not on me that you're offended by what I said. It's on you for being offended. If that's you, you really need to grow up, dude. Look, some people aim to be offensive. And while there are people who also, professionally get offended by things, I don't think that the Glimpse developers are those people. I really don't. If you disagree with someone and you're upset because there's a disagreement, that's a sign of your weakness and your insecurity of your own position, all right? If you harass, if you dox, if you threaten people who you disagree with, you are a truly weak and disturbed person. Look, here's the thing. We're a community that tells ourselves that all we care about is the technology. And then we get caught up in these controversies where we dehumanize and disparage other members of our own team. We engage in infighting and try to alienate people over decidedly human drama when what should take precedence over all of that is the tech. It shouldn't matter if you're gay or straight, black or white, male, female, trans, left, right, up, or down. None of that should matter. But here's the thing. It does matter. Even though we try to delude ourselves into thinking that the only thing that matters is the technology, that's obviously false. We're human beings, despite what some people's actions might attest to the contrary. You don't have to take sides. You don't have to agree with someone 100% in order to be their friend, or even more basically, to recognize their humanity. I'm tired of the callousness, the people who dismiss genuine concerns from other people because it's not about the tech, and then they turn around and attack people over decidedly non-tech issues. Like it or not, we're people making code. And sometimes smart people just disagree with each other. So we need to either recognize each other's humanity, be genuinely compassionate, and grow as a community, or tear each other down and ensure nothing gets done. Glimpse has a right to exist, and furthermore, the devs shouldn't be harassed for contributing to the free software world. They're not taking anything away from GIMP by forking the project. In fact, forking projects is a crucial component of free software. If you're freaking out about this and you really believe that what should be most important is the technology itself, then this project will live or die based on its merits. And while personally I don't 100% agree with all of the reasons they've raised for rebranding, that doesn't mean that I should be a totally tactless edgelord, accuse them of being SJWs, and vilify their contributions to our community. If you're a free software guy and you're also harassing the Glimpse devs, kindly grow up. You're harming the community you claim to love. If you want to leave your thoughts, I look forward to hearing from you, especially if you disagree with my take on this. But you have to be respectful. Like, I believe in free speech, but I also believe that respect is incredibly important. And the number one piece of advice that I can give on being respectful is to believe what the other person is saying. Take what someone's saying at face value. Don't try to look for the subtext. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes, think about what they're saying, and try to understand their point of view before you claim that they're being dishonest. People genuinely can disagree, and that's okay. Just try to see things from other people's point of view. I think that's going to do it for this video. If you believe in the work that I do, you can support the show with a monthly contribution over on Patreon. You can also pick up a t-shirt. There's a link in the description. There's a new one that I just made. It's pretty funny. Let me know what you think of it. But no matter what you do, whether you hit that like button or share this video with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to see more from me, the Linux Gamer. And as always, thanks for watching.